New York Times v. Sullivan, 1964.
This court case had two different court rulings. First was Alabama's state court decision.
Basically, L.B. Sullivan was the Public Safety Commissioner in Montgomery, Alabama, who sued the New York Times because of an advertisement paid by civil rights activists. The ad was called "Heed Their Rising Voices."
Sullivan claimed that the newspaper contained multiple false facts, such as saying that the dining hall was padlocked to prevent students from eating, 9 students were expelled, and MLK Jr. was arrested 7 times. He argued that the ad was an attack directed towards him, thinking that their intention was to damage his reputation.
The New York Times were confused as to why Sullivan thought he was libeled when they never mentioned his name in the ad.
The state court came to a decision that although it couldn't be proven that Sullivan's reputation was hurt under Alabama law, he didn't have to prove anything. They ruled in favor of Sullivan 9-0, in which he won a $500,000 settlement.
The New York Times found this ruling unfair. They questioned whether or not Alabama's libel law unconstitutionally break the First Amendment's freedom of speech and freedom of press by not requiring Sullivan to prove that the advertisement personally harmed him, and by dismissing the ad as untruthful due to factual errors.
The New York Times appealed to the Supreme Court, who later reopened the court case. They explained how it violated their First Amendment rights, freedom of speech and freedom of press, and the 14th Amendment's equal protection under the law.
The Supreme Court, under Chief Justice William Brennan, ruled that in order to prove libel, public officials must prove that what was said against them was with malicious intent. It was a unanimous vote, 9-0, in favor of the New York Times Company. They came to the conclusion that the publishing of all statements, even false ones, about the conduct of public officials was protected by the First and 14th Amendment.
Because of this court case, we established the actual malice standard, which required knowledge that the information was false evidence in order to establish defamation against a person.
And that pretty much wraps up the New York Times v. Sullivan court case. Hopefully you learned something. Thanks for watching.